Good morning, Fraser.
Good morning.
I'm going to try to call you Fraser for the entire show. But if I slip and I call you Kelvin, you'll know why. He's off today. He's on vacation today. I thank you very much for sitting in, being the pinch hitter, the relief pitcher, as they say in baseball, because somebody has to be on the mound, right?
Of course, of course.
So good morning to you there. And many times people have heard us talk about Edinburgh Dusters, the company that likes to clean.
Of course.
That's the guy. That's
I
him.
am the man who...
This show would not have happened if that fellow right there one Thursday afternoon hadn't said, hey, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? Well, the rest is history. So today, on August 31st, we got to get to it because, you know, the company that likes to clean has to clean in just a bit. And he's taken some time out of his dance card to help us out. So let's get on to what's on our mind today. The first thing that came up on the mind today on August 31st, as always, all the links are going to be available on TheGuyRCookReport.podbean.com. That graphic I'll just put up there on the top between us, up there in the top. No, I got to point that way. Anyway, that graphic, go to the TheGuyRCookReport.podbean.com and click on that. It'll take you to the WordPress-powered blog that we have all the show notes in. The first thing we're talking about today, this is an article I just got in Social Media Examiner. And it talked about, you know, the new Facebook pages layout. I said, the new layout? What new layout? So I went and looked, and sure enough, they've changed the Facebook business page layout. Remember how you used to have the big background, right? And then you had a little small avatar picture of yourself. Well, now the avatar picture's moved up to the left, separate and apart, and not touching the background, which is still taking up the lion's share of the space there in the middle. I think it's 851 by 315, I think, for some reason. So anyway, what they're talking about is to add a services section to your Facebook page. If you go in this new layout, and I've got an image in the show notes, and you'll have home and about, and then it goes on to Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, all those tabs. But there'll be a tab there that says services. And you click on that, and it'll come up and prompt you to add a service if you don't have any. Or if you do have some, you can edit them. You can change the order that they appear on the page. If you go to My Services, that you'll see in the screenshot of the Guy R. Cook Web Developer, the first services that we offer is free. It's a PDF file you can download. It's a checklist on all the places to share your URL to in the offline world, like on your letterhead, like I was talking with Fraser, the signage on the side of your truck, if you can keep the truck running, etc. So give that a go. The next thing up is from Chloe Social. And I tried to find it because I remember Chloe Social had a blog post that we talked about months ago about doing something for somebody. And she's been working, busy working at an ad agency in South Carolina. And just the other day went back to blogging again. And she kind of joked with me. I said, what? Chloe writes a blog? And yeah, me too. So anyway, if you go to the link there, she talks about the 28 ways to use your Facebook cover photo, you know, the big one that's on the right now in the new layout, and you'll see it in the graphic, as a number of things. And one of them is you can use that real estate as a way to draw attention to your call to action. On the new layout, you'll have your avatar picture, you know, your square picture of yourself or your brand. You'll have the big layout picture. And right below that on the Facebook page, it'll say likes and more and so forth. And then there's a big white area over on the right-hand side of that. That's where your call to action button is inserted. And you get to get that for free from Facebook. And mine says, I think, contact us, something like that. You can learn more, any number of variations on that call to action. And so give that a go, get that set up on your layout to make it look more balanced. I think it just looks better. So if you go to the Facebook page for Edinburgh Dusters, and you don't see that, he's working on it. The guy does graphics every time that he gets a chance. And so that concludes our show for the day, short and sweet. Thank you to Fraser for being co-host today. And
before you end, can I add something quickly?
yeah.
Obviously, I was wondering if I could give a wee plug for the project I'm doing, if that's okay.
So far.
So, well, for those who know that, obviously, I helped Guy kick off the Guy R Cook Report by simply just doing a little bit of a graphic. So a wee pat on the back, but I think it's obviously being an extreme success so far, and may it continue going forward, and providing the right information regarding SEO, etc., to people around the world. Also, just to let you know that I'm doing a project which is quite important. It's being set up and it's growing with a team of people. It's called Awake Africa Scotland, the musical. And this project is to highlight the abuse of women around the world, not just in Africa, but around the world. But it's a project to put a stage show on. So if you're listening, if you're interested in being supportive of this topic, please go to awakeafricascotland.co.uk and show some support if you can, or if you have anybody connected to that situation, please get in contact in some way or form. And if you're willing to support our show, that would be fantastic.
Now, do you have a link to Awake Africa on your website, edinburghdusters.co.uk?
Not on my business website, but there is a Facebook, there is a website.
They can Google it and find it then.
You can Google Awake Africa Scotland and you can find out all the information.
Okay.
There is a Facebook group as well, and you'll see how the team is growing and going forward. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, please feel free and support us. That'd be great.
Right. And so that we stay under our 10 minutes, I'm going to shout out thanks to Eileen Smith for her blog, basicblogtips.com. I was at that one day and I saw a video. That's really good. And she said, oh, I did that with Screencast-O-Matic when I asked her. And so she didn't think of herself as so big that she wouldn't be social and tell us about the video recorder. That was great. If you are watching the video on YouTube, when I ask you to give us a subscription or at least a thumbs up, that matters to somebody someplace. Not this guy, but somebody someplace is going to go, oh, did they get a thumbs up? Well, there you have it. In the show notes, as always, at TheGuyRCookReport.podbean.com, we'll have all the links there that you need to know for today's event. And on that note, I think I'm going to say those three magic words. It's a wrap.